Hey everybody, it's Lo and welcome back to my channel, Lo Without Limits. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 24 things that I've learned or discovered about myself during my 24 years upon this planet. So if you want to see that, then just keep watching. So I turned 24 on the 23rd of March, and since then I've just kind of been thinking about different things that I've learned or even discovered about myself in my 24 years of life, and that I'll keep learning and discovering about myself going on into the future. So I wrote them all down on my phone since I can't remember all of them, and I'm just gonna get right to it. So number one, wake up and make my bed. It honestly makes my day so less stressful if I can just wake up and make it. I always have a really hard time if I wake up and I start doing something and then I come back in here and like my bed isn't made, or it just is really hard for me to get ready for the day knowing in the back of my mind that my bed isn't made. So I just wake up, and unless I like really have to go pee or something, I make it right away. And it just makes my place so much cleaner too. Like, I'm in a 425 square foot studio apartment. If my bed isn't made, like the whole place looks like a dump. I also acknowledge 3 things that I'm grateful for that day. So I have like a little journal. I'll just like write the day and I put like, today I'm grateful for 1, 2, and 3. So they can even be something simple, like when I hurt my ankle a few months back, I wrote, I'm thankful that I have my feet. Because I was in pain, like my ankle hurt and it really sucked, but at the same time, it being in pain is a reminder that like I have it. So I was grateful for that. I was grateful that I was able to go snowboarding even though it led to me hurting my ankle. And I was just grateful for other things. So even just writing 3 things that you're grateful for really kind of puts everything into perspective and is a really good start to your day. Working out and treating my body well keeps the rest of my life positive. I've mentioned this so many times that working out is like my therapy, except it's a lot cheaper than therapy. And it just feels so good. Like when I'm stressed and I'm angry, I just like working out. It's literally such a release and it brings me such joy. Like when I wasn't able to work out for a while because of my ankle, like I think just like my mood and everything just kind of shifted, and it was kind of negative for a while just because I couldn't do that. It's like the one thing that I love to do and something that I really wanted to do and I couldn't. So I just know for a fact that like that keeps me positive, and if maybe it's not working out that keeps you positive, find something that is just like your own hobby, something that you truly enjoy doing that you could go to in a time that you're like stressed, and just like release everything. So for me, that's working out, and it just has so many other benefits all the way around. Drink more water, which I sometimes don't do because it makes you have to pee a lot, and I'm too lazy to get up every 5 minutes at work to go pee. But your body will thank you. So, and you get those extra steps in from walking to the restroom every 5 minutes. So just drink more water. I'm trying to be really good with that. Some days I'm really good with it, and sometimes I do forget. So drink more water, your body will thank you. And listen to your body and do what makes you feel good and know when to take care of yourself. So just listening to your body, and if you eat something and like it's not sitting well, maybe like listen to it and try to figure out what could that be. Like when I went to the hospital in September because my body was just so bloated and like it wasn't feeling good, and I was listening and I was like, something's off. And then since then I've cut out gluten, and my life, I have not experienced that since. And going on that, listen to your gut. Just like if something inside of you is giving you like a feeling like don't trust this, don't do this, really listen to it and just like tune into your intuition. I feel like when I meet a person, if my gut instinct right away is just like not a great person, then I'm not gonna be like rude to them or anything, but I know like don't even try to like be their best friends. Like don't try to fake it, just kind of like stay away, like work with them if you have to, do what you need to do, but at the same time trust yourself more than you trust others. So even if other people are like, no, like they're great, just kind of listen to yourself, because you always know something more. Even if you don't know it up here, you always know it in your gut. So listen to your body and listen to your gut. Always stretch when you can. Just something that like, it just feels good. Even if you just have like a few minutes in the evening or you're watching TV, just stretching and just stretching out your body, foam rolling out your body. Again, that just goes back to taking care of it, because if you take care of it now and you stretch and you have good mobility now, then that will only benefit you in the future when you're older and your body's starting to, you know, get older too. So take care of it now, that way it can last you long throughout your lifetime. Be willing to go out and try new experiences and meet new people. This even just goes with me meeting Clemens. Like my grandbig was like, you should meet him, he's so funny, like you guys will get along. And I was like, sure, whatever, like I'm dealing with work, dealing with other stuff. And she kept telling him that, and he's like, hey, yeah, sure, whatever. And then finally, for my other friend, Alex, it was her birthday, and I texted him and I was like, hey, like you wanna come rollerblading with us? And he went, and I met him, and after that we started dating. And just like so many other things too, like the year that I went alone to Europe to do a Kentucky tour, like I was just willing, I was like, this is something that I wanna do, and I met so many great people. So just taking those chances, but at the same time going back to listening to your gut, that if you're in a situation and it doesn't feel great, or it's just like, you know, inside like meh, then don't try to force things as well. So go out and take new experiences, but don't force yourself into something new. And going off of that, also know when to just have time for yourself. I'm a homebody, I'm pretty introverted, especially if it's a group of people that I don't know too well. Like once I get to know someone, I'm more like outgoing. But at first I'm very introverted, and I know that if I'm spending all day in the office with our like low cubicles conversing all day, that I need to come home and just like have time for myself. I need to like rest and recharge and do me, go to the gym, clean my like things that I truly enjoy doing, versus other people are like, oh, I'm going to work, then I'm gonna go here, then I'm gonna, like, to me it's too much. So I know when I feel like I'm overexerting myself in some ways to maybe just like tone it back and take care of myself and spend time with just myself, because it's not the most exciting Friday night, but it's the Friday night that your body and your mind will really, really thank you for. Something else that I've learned is that you don't need to wash your hair every day. It saves you a lot of time. Especially I have a decent amount of hair, and I do like one shampoo, like this Dove anti-dandruffy one because I get a little flaky, and then I do like a blue shampoo after, since I have some highlights in my hair. It just takes so much time, and then there's hair all over. It's this whole thing that has to dry. It takes like 10 years just for this to dry. So you don't have to do it every day. I at first started doing it like every other day, and then every 3 days. Now I think I can go like Sunday night to Friday night, just body showers in between. Put a shower cap on so it doesn't get wet, because when it gets wet and dries but wasn't washed, to me that's weird. But just, you know, throw on your granny shower cap. You don't have to do it every day. It saves you a lot of time. And sticking with hair, my mom always said that if you see a gray hair and you pluck it, 5 more will grow in its place. She is correct. So I'm letting them grow out. And you know what? Letting them grow out when they're long enough, I can just like comb them down. It's annoying when they like stick straight up. You know, get them long, they blend in, and that just means that I'm one more step closer to being a really cool grandma. The mom thing, that can wait a bit. I want to go straight to being grandma. I'm gonna have gray hair. I'm gonna dye it like a pastel blue, pastel purple. I'm gonna be very cool. And having my gray hairs is just a reminder that like I'm on my way to coolness. And to wear sunscreen. Wear it while I'm young and fresh, and I don't have that many sunspots, because they only get worse. So I have like a Clinique sunscreen, put that on in the morning, put a little bit on my arms, my body, especially my hands, because my mom always said that, you know, people get like filler, people do things to their faces to keep them young. But how you can tell that someone is older than what their face tells you is like the skin on their chest will like look older, and the skin on their hands will look older. Like those will always be the secrets of like how old someone is. So she's like, so to look younger, focus on like all the other skin too, because that will be the dead giveaway when you're 50 trying to pull off being like 35. And to stay authentic and not fall into trends to feel like you have to fit in, or have to buy something or look a certain way to fit in when it's not really who you are. Like, I'm a preppier style type person. Like that's always how I kind of dress. Like in high school I was very like Abercrombie type situation, and my sister now, she's very like 90s grunge. I don't even know what to call her. And I see her often, so I'm like, that's cute, maybe I could pull it off. And then I look at myself in something like that and I'm like, nope, I'm gonna stick to my basic stuff. Because that's who I am, and that's who I love. That is me, basic low. Also, go to bed early and wear blue light blockers when you can. So I have 2 pairs of blue light blockers. One I keep at the office for when I'm on the computer all day, and then one for here, but especially when I get home after work and it's dark outside already and I just want to edit. throw them on. One pair I got on Amazon, one pair is from the Key Australia. So both are super cute. Both have like a clear frame. I'll link both of them down below. And honestly, they do help out a lot. Like I feel like my eyes aren't straining as much, especially when I'm at work on my computer all day. And if I drive home and like the sun's already setting, I have really bad night vision. And I think it's because I'm like staring at a computer all day and then trying to drive and I'm like, what does that street sign say? The next one is to look at the details. Looking at the details, make sure that nothing is missed, and kind of opens your mind up to new creativity. So for me, I always thought of myself as not like a super creative person. I'm more like analytical, like mathy and everything. But when you start paying attention to the details, you realize like, okay, like this is how I want that to look. Like this looks nicer. And then if you look to the details in other people's work, then you start to notice just like every little thing, just like, wait, I like how like those two things look together. I like how all this looks. So by noticing other details and everything else, one, it makes me just feel like more organized and concise, and it just makes everything presented better. And it also allows me to see it in other people's work to spark my creativity as well. And that's really how I've been becoming more creative, is like looking at other details and trying to expand on that, or like take that in and see what I like and don't like. Next one is to buy a plant or 20, because they liven up the space, they're easy and simple decor, they clean your environment, they're really good for your health, really good for your mood, they're pretty, and they give you something to care for. Like I don't have a pet here. I wouldn't be able to deal with that right now. Maybe a cat, because they like don't do much. But like a dog, as much as I want one, like I can't do the commitment of like walking a dog twice a day. I don't have the time for that. Or cleaning up its poop. Don't have the time for that. But these plants, they don't poop. And just like seeing them grow and how much they've grown in like the last year even, is just so amazing, and I just feel very proud of myself. So get a plant, take care of a plant. It gives you a little sense of accomplishment when your plant's growing a new little leaf. Life flies by, especially they say that your life flies by because it starts to get more like just like regular and like nothing new and exciting. Like excitement makes life feel slower and makes life feel longer. But when as you get older and everything starts to become very routine, that's why life starts to feel like it's just flying by. And I even realized that my college flew by, like all that flew by. And I don't want this time in my early 20s to also fly by, because it is such a good like learning experience and a time to like try new things. So I need to take this time to not let it just pass me by and all of a sudden I'm in my 30s. Like I want to try new experiences. I want to make it feel last as long as it can, and just really enjoy it. So yes, life does fly by, but enjoy every minute while you can. There's always someone better than you at something. So stop comparing yourself. Stop trying to think, well, they have this, so I should also have this, or like think of like this person's right here right now, but they also started it 3 years ago, and 3 years ago they were where you were, or even like worse. So like don't compare your two lives. Like stop comparing. There's always somebody that's ahead of you that's better than you. Like that's just a fact. It just is. Like Bill Gates is one of like the smartest computer guys, but he probably can't cook for shit. There's someone better than him out there doing that. So there's always somebody better than you, and you just have to accept that. But at the same time, don't let it stop you. Instead, just let it inspire you, and know that, you know, they started from nothing and got somewhere. Like I can do that too, and let them inspire you. But don't compare yourself, and don't play the comparison game, because then that's just like a negative space to be in, and you want to be in a positive space. Travel while you can and while you're young, and don't live through your camera. So I just want to travel while I have the ability to do that, and walk all damn day. Like my mom, we went to Europe this last summer because she is like, I don't know when I'll be able to come and do like Europe and all this walking again, because already she's like, that was really hard on her. And she like, we're all only getting older. So while you're young, while you're able, like go and travel and do all these things that you want to do and want to go see. But while you're there, don't live through your camera. There's so many people that are just like walking around like this, and they're looking at all the sites through their phone. And it's like, how many times do you actually really look at those photos again? Like actually. So just like enjoy it, like take in the moment while you're there. Like you're literally there, and enjoy it while you can. Love yourself and love others fully and unconditionally. This is something that like I'm still learning, and it is a learning process. And you know, there are some days where I do feel like really like down on myself, but it's hard to like love others when you don't love yourself, and you just have to accept like your flaws and that you are still learning, that you are always still a work in progress. And take time to work on you and your passions. It makes working for others much, much easier. There are days at work where I'm just like, this is dumb. Like, I don't want to do this. This is somebody else's idea, somebody else's money, somebody else's project, somebody else's thing that I'm just like working for and helping create. But like in the end, like, I didn't come up with this. This isn't mine. I don't have like full 100% ownership of it. So that's why I have like this YouTube channel, because this is something that is mine, that I do have full creative control over, that I do have full ownership over, that like is just me. And it makes working for others and like having their ideas and working on all their ideas so much easier, because I know that I can come home and I can work on mine. So it makes it more enjoyable that I can put all my all into somebody else's thing, because I can also put my all into my own thing. So I feel like that really helps to find something that you really love doing and that is a passion of yours that you can do and is 100% yours, because it makes doing the whole 9-to-5 thing much, much easier. So for me, again, this is this YouTube, and it's not even a year old, and it's grown so much, and I'm so appreciative of that. And I know that like, because this is all my work and my doing, so it makes going to work for other people much, much easier. I've also discovered that I like to do a lot of things, and I want to explore a lot of things, and I want to build like this ideal life with it, even though like my idea of ideal is also like changing and moving and everything. And like I've recently discovered, like at work, I've been doing a lot of the graphics and a lot of the graphic designs, and I'm like, wait, I love doing this. And I helped out a coworker with a personal project, and I was like, I love doing this graphic stuff, creating this book. I love doing all these editing, but at the same time, I love like cooking and trying new things. I love doing research on my computer. I love working out, and I love studying different like I like reading like different like fitness research as well as different health research, and I want to see like how does health tie into it. So then I think, do I want to get a nutrition certification? Should I ever get like a personal trainer certification? Because all these are things that I love, and at the same time, like, do I want to spend more time studying and like working on graphics and graphic design and stuff like that, and discover more of that passion? So I'm realizing that I'm multi-passionate and I have a lot of things going on, but at the same time, I'm young and I do have the time to explore all these passions. And if I do one thing and I'm like, you know what, I don't actually like doing that as much as I thought I would, then I can move on. Like, I love graphic design, but then I think, is that something that I want to do long term? Is that something that I want to make a career out of? I don't know. So while I'm young and while I have the time like to explore all these passions in different ways, and maybe if I do have time and money one year or summer, I can go and get a different certifications for nutrition, for personal training, all that. So I just realized that like I'm multi-passionate and I should explore all of those, and that not everything is going to work out perfectly, and that allows you to be open to something that might. So more so, like in short, believing in the universe. Like, one door closes because another one's gonna open. And if something doesn't happen, you don't get that job, don't waste time and energy on like, oh, I didn't get that job, because there's another thing like waiting for you, and that's the universe saying like, that wasn't gonna work out anyway. You were gonna be miserable there. It wasn't gonna lead you to what you're supposed to do. So in the end, like, that's good. So listen to the universe, believe in it, going back to also believing in your intuition and your gut. And just listen and be like, you know what, that door closed, that's moving on because I have something else to work on. And maybe that'll open you up to discovering new things, to discovering that you're also multi-passionate and everything. So just don't take that as like a negative. Take all of those as different learning experiences, and really realize that everything in your life is a lesson, and just learn from it and take it all. Just, you know, the universe has a plan for you. So you just gotta go with it. And last but not least, I don't know it all. Like, I'm 24, what do I know? I'm still on my parents' phone bill. My dad does my taxes. I don't know much. Finances, I could definitely work on. General tax and like world stuff, I could work on. So I don't know it all, and I'm not going around being like, I actually do know how to do that, and then like not, like, I'm very honest. Like, if I don't know something, I don't know something, and I'm here to learn, and I'm here to mess up and take those experiences and learn from them, And that's all you really have to do, is just go through life, follow this plan, just like realize that things are changing and nothing's actually ideal, because your idea of ideal is always changing, and learn from it. And you're always learning, you're always growing, even when you're in your 50s. Just know that, and don't try to know that you know it all. And that's it. Those are my 24 things that I've learned in 24 years on this planet. So if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, comment down below things that you discovered about yourself in your 20s, or that you wish you knew in your 20s. I still have 6 more years of this to go, so I could use maybe a little bit of help. Also, let me know what you want to see more of on my channel, and while you're there, be sure to subscribe. I upload a new video every Wednesday. So until the next one, thanks for watching.